Hi there everybody, and welcome to another video. In today's video I have my Honda Rebel here. This is an old Rebel, it's a 1996, and basically I've been having this issue where my speedometer stopped working, and I made a previous video on this bike where I basically discovered that. So I've just disconnected this cable. This is the speedometer cable which connects to that and to this little rotating part here. Well, it's not a rotating part, but it's the drive of the cable which drives the Speedo. So I checked this cable and actually it's not broken. It turns, and it actually turns the Speedo. But that time that I removed these before, I also did not find any fault in here, but there is something that I didn't realize. So I didn't find a fault. However, the little drive in here that drives this cable, now that I discover, it appears to be a little bit too short. So that's something I discovered back then, and what I did is I added a square piece of metal on this end of the clock, which then pushed that cable out a bit, and it was actually making contact in here, and it started working again. But it worked for a while until it stopped again. And I was looking at these pieces online, and then I found this one, and looking at the pictures I could see that this bit was sticking out a lot, which is something that is not happening. I can't see here. So that's why I'm going to remove it again, and I'm going to replace it with this one that I bought. I bought this, to be fair, very cheap. I don't know how long it would last. It was cheap out of eBay. The genuine one was about 100 and something pounds, 120 or so. But this one was a lot cheaper. But saying that, I can see that you've sent me this piece, but it's actually got a little crack piece in there, if you can see that in here. So I may need to get another one, but I may need to send this one back. Pretty sure it will still work, but it was cheap, so it was like 10 pounds or so. So to remove this wheel is actually quite easy, and also that to disconnect this cable, you just undo the Phillips there, the little Phillips screw, and pull that cable out. That comes out, and then we have a 12mm bolt on this side. You want to lose this 12mm. But once that 12mm is loosened, you can remove this 17mm bolt, and once you undo this, it will come out like this. This was actually all the way in. It's just that I've undone it already, and I already pulled it out of it. I've also marked them before removing them. I marked them with a bit of T-pegs just to have a guide, an idea of where they close. But this technically is supposed to be, I think, 44 Newton meters. So anyway, I'm kind of ready to remove this wheel. All I need to do now is just literally pull the bolt out, and the wheel technically should sort of come down. And also there is a spacer here which might fall out, but we can take this wheel out like so. And then we have the little drive, which is this one here, and that's what it looks like. Now this drive in here is actually made of plastic. I mean, this bit here that rotates is made of plastic, and it is still working, but what's happened is that little bit maybe is broken off. I think I'm just beginning to realize that that is what's happened. It looks like it's broken off. Now I don't really need to remove this bit here. I can just leave it there and fit the new part. But you can see basically what I'm doing here. It's quite a simple job, and when you fit this back, that part there needs to be, so it's gonna fit in there like that, but you can't fit it like this. Obviously it has to be in that position. This bit here is going to be touching that bit, but from the back, so it can't move. Basically it's going to lock itself in there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna need my two hands to fit this in there. And I was just wondering if I can actually use this little drive in here that is in that part. But anyway, I'm going to fit that in there. We can see what the problem is. That bit there is broken and that one is not. Obviously that's the new part. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace it, put it back on, and we'll see if it works. We'll give it a drive. I need to clean that. How does a bird shit on the headlight like that? I have no idea. Especially when this was stored away. Is there a bird in my container? I don't know. Anyway, let's get on with this. So I fitted this chip. This was £22 from eBay, brand new. I fitted it and it was terrible. It was sort of making a knocking noise. Whenever the wheel was rotating, it was knocking. So I decided not to go with that and send it back, and instead I managed to find a second-hand one, genuine Honda. Now this here is not very smooth. I guess that's why it's cheap. It's not very smooth, it doesn't work very well. However, the genuine Honda one, it's really smooth to the turn. This one seems to get stuck in some points and whatnot, so I decided that the second hand, because these brand new from Honda, it's around £150, so it's quite expensive part. And the only bit that's broken on mine, it's this bit here. That's why my Speedo wasn't working. So it took me a while to find that out, but eventually I did. So now I've refitted the original one because I needed to go somewhere, and I refitted it. So now I'm gonna remove this again, gonna fit this, and I'll show you how the Speedo works, because at the moment, obviously my Speedo doesn't work when you rotate the wheel. Not that we can see that, but anyway, I'm gonna show you the broken one, which I think I already done. So wheel is out again, and we can remove this here. Just wanna compare it, make sure it's the same size, because I must admit I did buy another one and it wasn't the same size. It was for a different bike. So this one seems to be the right one, and you may be able to notice already, which I've already shown you, is that little thing there, which is broken off on mine. So there are different reasons. Apparently there's other reasons why these go wrong, and it's this little plastic inside of here that wears out and it stops turning this. And in my case it was a completely different case. So the first time I looked into this, I didn't realize that about that little thing. In fact, I thought it was the opposite way. I thought the cable was short for some reason and whatever. So now we can fit the new part. Well, we can fit the new part in here. Let's make sure it goes in there. Okay, and that is gonna go something like that. And hopefully it's going to be nice and smooth, because as I said, the one that I bought for £22, it was nice, cheap and cheerful. It looked really good. It was the rubbish investment. So now just fit that back in there and we'll check it out. Okay, got my wheel on, and it turns very smoothly. You can see the little thing turning. So when that, obviously the wheel turns, that rotates, it turns the cable inside and your Speedo works. So now we've seen that it's turning nice and smooth. I thought there was something wrong with my cable as well, because I couldn't fit it in there. But what I hadn't realized is that the bit that broke originally on my original part is actually stuck in between here. You can just see it there. So I hadn't quite clocked on to that. Very silly. I thought there was something wrong with my cable here, but that bit there is the original bit that broke off the original part that was fitted in there. Obviously I didn't question myself. I realized it broke, but I didn't think, where did this go? so it was hiding on the cable. So I can finally end this mystery that I've been having for some time regarding my Speedo not working and whatnot. I can now obviously fit my cable back in here and up there where it's supposed to go. It was through somewhere there. Yeah, it was going through here. Actually, through here. And obviously it's gonna screw up there into the Speedo. But if you have been struggling with something similar, then yeah, I would suggest checking if that bit is broken. I just didn't know. Clearly I have a bit to learn regarding bikes, but yes, I am a fairly newish rider in the world of motorbikes, and obviously mechanically I normally work with cars, not so much with, well, haven't really worked on bikes as such, but I guess I'm gonna be starting in a way. So it's good to find out some little things, but there we are. I finally discovered what was wrong with my Speedo and why it wasn't working. Come on. So I just got to tighten that screw there, and that is it. That is now sorted, and I have to screw the cable up there. So anyway, having said that, I hope the video helps. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you all on the next video. So thank you for watching.